Now I'm honored to bring up the brains behind nowmarch.org and the 14th Now movement, my co-organizer. She is the founder of 14th Now, the host of Lights On. Many of you might not know this, but she's actually a former Trump aide who was the first woman to beat Trump in court in his first term. She started in 2017 without a lawyer and was able to beat Trump in court. They ended invalidating all his illegal 2016 campaign NDAs. She's also the host of Lights On with Jessica Denson on YouTube. Give it up for my friend, Jessica Denson.
How great is Cliff Cash, huh? So you might have heard of a piece recently in The Atlantic by historian Timothy Ryback. It's called How Hitler Dismantled a Democracy in 53 Days. It's day 53 of the illegal Trump presidency. But don't fret, because we, the people, are going to dismantle the Trump administration. You know, there's been so much talk today about love and fear. And that really is the opposite of love, isn't it? It's not hate, it's fear. It's fear. I remember Jane Fonda said that not too long ago. I think she was on Jimmy Kimmel or something, and I appreciated her so much a couple weeks ago when she was at the SAG Awards accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Brave activist, artist who has been in so many crowds like this for so many years. She knows what this fight is about. And she talked about John Lewis crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge, being willing to be beat to death for equality and justice. And she said, you remember those images and those documentaries? Well, this is your documentary moment. This is our documentary moment, and we're not going to let democracy die on our watch. We're not going to let squatter in the White House, Mr. Krasnov Bone Spurs, overrule the sacrifice of all of you for our Constitution. A Constitution that empowers we, the people. Those fearful cowards in that building behind us don't hold the power. We do. So, hate and fear versus love. I just feel like this is really a theme, because it's really, this cowardice is just so gross, isn't it? Isn't it gross? Isn't it an insult to all of our sacrifices, our love for this country? You know, when I was 5 years old, I think I had an assignment during Black History Month to give a speech where I was Marian Anderson. Beautiful singer who overcame the racism of the daughters of the American Revolution, right? Somebody's going to check me on this. And ended up singing at the other end of this mall. Beautiful. She wasn't outspoken about the justice struggle, but just being there and overcoming that inequality, that racism, was such a powerful statement. And I had this opportunity as a 5-year-old to be Marian Anderson on stage. I was really sick that day. But I wanted to do it anyway. I'm like, I'm doing it anyway. There's no way I'm not going to go be Marian Anderson. And I came away from that as a 5-year-old. I don't know what it was, but I came away from that knowing that I had to do something to change this world. And I've known it since then. And I also came away from it knowing that I could never do it from the fucking inside, excuse my language. I wanted to do it from the outside. And we have the power on the outside. That Constitution empowers us. One thing Marian Anderson said, my theme here of childhood and children, she said, hate and fear are two things which babies are not born with. And you know, a lot of people in that building behind us, most of them, Republicans and Democrats, took an oath with their hand on a Bible. Bible that says so many things that those people violate every single day. One of them says, become as a little child. Come as a little child. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, you know what? A little child can see how screwed up this picture is. A little child can see that someone who leads an army to beat law enforcement cannot be the chief law enforcement officer of the country. A little child can see that someone who cheats on their mommy with an adult film star cannot be a representative of Christianity. A little child can see that a felon cannot be a president. A little child can see that you don't go out day after day after day and just make up lies out of thin air. A little child knows decency and kindness. A little child doesn't judge our neighbors because of their skin color or their race or their religion or their gender. We need to become as a little child again. Yeah. So I have a lot of criticism for everybody in that house behind us right now. Every single one, because as we told you earlier, every single one of them abandoned this whole country on January 6th when they had a legal mechanism to stop this insanity. They had the tool. In the name of a peaceful transfer of power, they allowed the man who violated the peaceful transfer of power to enter the White House. What the hell? What the hell? You know what? I've said this kind of a little bit low-key on my show before. I'm going to say it really boldly now. I know the private correspondence that were sent from members of this body, ones that you think are the most ardent defenders of the Constitution, for not rejecting Trump's certification based on Section 3. And you know what those defenses were? They weren't that there wasn't a legal right to do it or a constitutional obligation, but their defense was that they were getting death threats. Death threats. With all the security that these people have, they put themselves into public service. They have to be willing to stand up for the Constitution. Capitulating to violence, that's just giving it up from the beginning. And we're all so peaceful here, so beautifully laying down the line and saying, this is what legally needs to be done. You need to adhere to this Constitution or get this man out of here now. But if that doesn't happen, and we're not promoting it for 1 second, but if that doesn't happen, there will be violence. And these people had the opportunity to stop it. And they didn't. They are. They're cowards, every single one of them. But I was talking about the Bible. I believe in redemption. I really do. I really do. You've heard today about some ways that they can still use Section 3. It is not dead letter. We're going to hear a little bit more about it in a few minutes. They could impeach him. They could be calling for impeachment every single day of the week. This is is what authoritarians do. They try to throw so much shit at the fan that you just can't keep track of it. And it's just every day, oh my God, another thing. And you just, oh, we can't possibly do anything. Every single day, he commits multiple impeachable offenses. That is all that the Democrats should be talking about, is getting him out of office. So in line with redemption, and I'll tell you, there was one congressperson who was invited to speak today. Can you guess who it was? One. Al Green. Representative Al Green is the only one who is doing what is necessary in this moment. Every single member of the Democratic caucus should be standing with Al Green and his articles of impeachment. So Fox News tries to create their own narrative, right? When Democrats start to do something. And Democrats are afraid of the narrative that Fox News is going to create if we go after Donald Trump. They're going to create the narrative anyway. Do the right thing. So these representatives, like Chuck Schumer today. What the hell, Chuck Schumer? I mentioned that article, the book from Timothy Ryback, Hitler's Final Rise to Power. You know what it talks about? It talks about those 53 days. And those were the 53 days that it took to get the Enabling Act, which turned Hitler into a dictator. And he didn't just get there with the fringe. Just like Donald Trump doesn't just get there with MAGA. No, MAGA's like this. He gets there with all the so-called moderate and normal Republicans. And you know who else he gets there with? He gets there with the Democrats, like Chuck Schumer. So, two things from the Bible come to me all the time about these people, every single one of them, especially the Bible-thumping Republicans. Came to me so many times when I woke up from the delusion that I believed back in 2016, saw these people were total phonies, the Pharisees, the hypocrites, people that fly a flag but don't represent one iota of what that flag represents. And those two things from the Bible are, "O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you and suffer you? Faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you and suffer you, you zombie apocalypse fearful cowards." The other one, kind of in the theme of lights on. If that light that is in thee is darkness, how great is that darkness? We're going to light up so friggin' bright that they don't know what to do with all the light that we shine in this country. We are going to demand, starting right now and never letting it go until it happens, that every constitutional means be used immediately to remove Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Elon, whoever the hell, Musk from power. .314. Constitution of the United States of America, what lets us fight towards a more perfect union, that foundation, divine and human rights, merged. Abraham Lincoln said this, you've heard it. The people of these United States are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts. not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. God bless you all. Thank you all so much for your service. What an enormous honor it has been for me to have been part of organizing this day. Thank you so much for being here.
Let her hear it, everybody. Jessica Denson.
Massive, massive shout out to 5051 DC. Yep. Also to American Opposition. You heard Carlos. You love Carlos. American Opposition. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Sons of Liberty family. Wouldn't have happened without this guy right here, Cliff Cash. Give it up for Cliff Cash. Thank you to all of our speakers, from scholars to influencers, comedians, pastors. You got it all today. Thank you most of all to you, our veterans. This is for you.
Veterans for peace.
Veterans for peace. Veterans for peace. Susan Schnall, everybody. All right, so I'm going to make a very, very important announcement, but hold 1 second, because one of our 14th now OGs, Stephen, gave me this letter. Oh, God, I got to share this with you. I got to leave you with this note. This is from his representative, Representative Susan Delbini in Washington State. This is her excuse for not invoking Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Like you, I believe former President Trump's actions have jeopardized the integrity of our elections, put our national security at risk, and placed his interests above those of the American people and our allies. Should legislation regarding the use of the 14th Amendment come before the full House of Representatives for a vote, I will be sure to keep your views in mind. Again, thank you for taking the time to express your thoughts and concerns. Let me be crystal clear. No new legislation is required to establish that Donald Trump is disqualified. We don't have a president right now. We don't have one. All right. Okay. All right, guys, here's the big announcement. We are... Do your job! 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 I gotta make this crystal clear to you guys. When you leave this rally, and you're gonna come with us later, so when you leave this weekend, when you leave this, you need to demand that everybody from Chuck Schumer to AOC, from Jared Moskowitz to Jasmine Crockett, start demanding Donald Trump's removal from office. Don't give them a dime until they do. Don't give them a dime. Don't retweet their rage posts. You make them take action. Okay. All right, so here's the plan. The idea was to encircle the institutions of power, to make our presence undeniable. We just got some, as many permits as we possibly could. So we have another permit at Black Lives Matter Plaza. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the disgusting capitulation that has happened by the DC mayor to Donald Trump's threats to defund. So guess what? Black Lives Matter Plaza is in a state of demolition at this moment. But you know what? We're going there anyway. So I know we called this a march, but it's just kind of, some casual nomenclature. We're not going to technically march, guys, okay? No technical marching. But we are going to reconvene, get there how you get there. We are going to reconvene at Black Lives Matter Plaza tonight, where we are permitted, thank you very much, from 5 to 7 p.m. This is for you. You've heard from all of us. This is for you tonight. You bring your bullhorns, you bring your signs. We're going to be right in where Donald Trump is illegally squatting in that house and demand that he be removed. Join us tonight at Black Lives Matter Plaza. And then we're not done. We're not done because this is a 3-day descent on DC, right? Okay. So tomorrow, noon to 2. This is so important. Friggin' media out there, man. They're not doing their jobs. We are going to Upper Senate Park. Upper Senate Park, it's right there in that vicinity. You won't miss us. Right adjacent to MSNBC, Fox, and CNN's right up the street. 12 to 2. God bless America. God bless all of you. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you, guys.